Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. You know, since after the election, there is or there had been coordinated propaganda against Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, and the man who most Nigerians believe, won the 2023 presidential election, and it was rigged and taken out of his hands. That's the perception of most Nigerians, that he was the one that won the presidential election. Now, despite the alleged stealing of his mandate, he has been facing relentless attacks and propaganda engineered and instigated by the ruling people or Progressive Congress. Now, some of their lies and propaganda, sometimes you ask yourself, what do they intend to achieve by that? A typical example now they are doing is one particular one that came out recently is the claim that it was Tinubu, of all people, that sponsored, that funded the campaign of Peter Obi. And you know why this is? And this story is being carried by some major newspapers, and some of the APC spokespersons are sharing it for whatever reason. But the reason why I'm doing this video is basically to show that it was a lie from the pit of hell, that there is no way Asiwaju could have funded Peter Obi in any shape or form. They want to pass off Asiwaju as this political strategist par excellence that knows everything and all things about politics in Nigeria. The only thing Asiwaju Bola made Tinubu understands is that his video that trended, where he was saying that power is not served a la carte. You have to grab it, you have to snatch it, you have to run with it. That is his own philosophy of power grabbing or power quest. So the idea that the man knows everything, arranges everything in such a way that he's a smart politician is not true. Of course, you know the role of money and the role of corruption in our system, how to use political corruption to advance his political cause. Because when you talk about election manipulations, going to stopping people from coming out to vote for Peter Obi, harassing them in Lagos, that's political corruption. So all those things are the things he knows about. Now, how did this issue come about that Asiwaju funded Peter Obi's campaign? It started in Ibadan. A governorship candidate of, or maybe an aspirant, because I've never heard his name before, of Labour Party in Oyo State, Tawfiq Akinwale. He appeared on radio station on Wednesday at the FM station in Ibadan called 1017 Yes FM. 101.7 Yes FM, Ibadan, and claimed that Peter Obi was funded by Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. And you know, when you want to lie, you have to bring on a picture so that it will make it appear as if it is true. He said that that Peter Obi had already bought form to contest for presidential nomination ticket, for the presidential ticket, yes, of to contest for presidential ticket of the People's Democratic Party. He said when suddenly he left the party, and then when he left the party, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu called Professor Pat Utomi, who the guy described as Tinubu's son, and tell him to step down for Peter Obi because he saw that as an opportunity to reduce the votes of Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. Now, this narrative, on the face value, you think there's any thing to suggest that it is possible. But there are things that made it obvious that it was just a cooked up story. First of all, there is no way that Professor Pat Utomi will be a son of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In 1982, when Pat Utomi was appointed special advisor to President Shagari, I don't know who Asiwaju was at that time, what he was doing. So there is no way Pat Utomi can be a son or political son of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in any shape or form. It's not possible. And I think that even Pat Utomi will consider it an insult that he is considered as a son of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And then he said that when Pat Utomi stepped down, he became the source of funding for Peter Obi's campaign. Come on. These people, they just cook up stories. They have to give Peter Obi respect. Peter Obi has money to fund his own campaign. He has the resources to do so to the level he can be able to. He was able to buy the PDP form. It was his Asiwaju that gave him the money to buy the form. So it really doesn't make any sense. But why it is important that this kind of thing is clarified, that people go online and everywhere and they see all these things. It makes them to have and give Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu larger than life image that he doesn't have. Besides Asiwaju, despite his so-called knowledge of politics, he couldn't win the 2023 presidential election on a free and fair basis. He has to use the strong arm tactics, even for his governorship candidates to be able to survive in Lagos. They have to threaten people. They have to add ethnicity, religion, and all kinds of divisions to be able to convince people, to be able to manage and be declared winners of governorship election in Lagos State. And in the presidential election himself, he fell woefully in Lagos by those who have seen the real result of Lagos State. He didn't even make up to 25% of the vote cast. From the results that are being shown, different from what INEC use as the result of Lagos State. So it's a lie from the pit of hell that Asiwaju funded Peter Obi's campaign. It's not true. And it makes even the whole thing laughable. Meanwhile, Asiwaju, you are claiming that Asiwaju, somebody is claiming that Asiwaju funded Peter Obi's campaign. And then he said the thing now the matter got out of hand in the sense that while they are funding Peter Obi, they now saw that Peter Obi is having more popularity than Tinubu. They got worried. I just dismiss that it's total bunkum. But the issue is that we need to talk about it so that people will hear alternative views on this. Pat Utomi cannot be used. It's too big to be used by Tinubu. And besides, Tinubu cannot could not have envisaged the impact that Peter Obi will do in this election. He could not. Even if he's Nostradamus, he could not. He could not. So there's no way he could have funded Peter Obi. Peter Obi funded his own campaign right from the PDP. He was the only Southeast presidential aspirant, if you remember, within PDP that was able to go all over the country with Oyo State as his DG, spending his own money. It was when it became obvious that the PDP is going to be, that the ticket of PDP is going to be by the highest bidder, the person who can be able to bribe the delegates more than any other. That was when Peter Obi withdrew because he wasn't ready to be part of that kind of corruption. He withdrew from the race. Already there are people who have been talking about it, how it was Yeso Wike that forced him out, others say it's Atiku that forced him out. Whatever may be the case, he left. Didn't leave because of Asiwaju. And when he left, Pat Utomi graciously stepped down for him in Labour Party. Because of course, Pat Utomi was aware that Peter Obi is a hurricane. Already Peter Obi was trending. Peter Obi was trending. Peter Obi had already inched himself in the hearts of and minds of Nigerians since 2019. Since 2019, when he first showed face in national politics. So people knows him, he's a man of integrity. A man who didn't steal government money, a man who is upright, a man who is, who want to see good for all Nigerians, a man who doesn't believe in corruption, a man who wants due process. People know Peter Obi with that. That was why people flocked to him. Millions of Nigerians see hope in him. So, and it was a wise decision that Pat Utomi took by stepping down for him. And Pat Utomi and Peter Obi had known each other for a long time, right from University of Nigeria and Nsukka, where they were students. And Pat was a senior to Peter Obi. They had known each other. So it's not possible that Tinubu will be funding Peter Obi through Pat Utomi. Pat Utomi will not be part of that kind of arrangement at all. So that is a lie from the pit of hell. I don't know what these people want to achieve by this. Whether they want to show that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is such an intelligent political strategist that has laid all the necessary imprints on how he can be able to emerge. But we know that he fought tooth and nail before he emerged the APC ticket. We know he fought. Okay, and for whatever reason, President Buhari, despite apparent dislike for Tinubu, allowed him to emerge the candidate of the party. But to move it to the level that He was so smart that he was funding Peter Obi so that to reduce the votes of PDP is utter rubbish. People have been saying all those things. All these are they on them. They have been talking things like that, saying that it is Peter Obi that helped Tinubu to win. Peter Obi won the election for himself. He didn't help anybody to win the election. Peter Obi won the 2023 presidential election. Didn't, he didn't, he didn't help anybody. He helped himself to win the election. And all the opinion polls done before the election, they confirmed it that Peter Obi was the leading candidate. And it manifested in the election. But for the INEC deliberate disruption of the transmission of results from the polling units, because the presidential election was not transmitted to the polling unit, to the INEC IRF. If they had allowed it the way they allowed this senatorial and House of Reps that day, the whole world would have seen how to be cleared the whole thing. But they manipulated it. So he won. He was the real winner. He was the real winner. And heavens know, he was the real winner. Even those who stole his mandate, they are not sleeping well. But because they don't have conscience, that is why they can even afford to sleep. Their conscience are dead. They stole his mandate. He was the real winner of the election. All the opinion polls, the ones by Bloomberg, We Together Foundation, the one by several organizations, BBC, CNN, all the opinion polls. Peter Obi didn't pay for all those. They are not like the opinion poll that was done by the Nation newspaper that was obviously paid for. And then the one that was done by This Day, obviously paid for. Because you see, Nation is owned by Tinubu. They did the opinion poll. They say Tinubu that will win. The This Day newspaper owner is a friend of Atiku. They did their opinion poll. They say it's Atiku that will win. But Peter Obi didn't sponsor. Independent organizations did the opinion poll, showing that Peter Obi will win the election, that he is the man to beat. But for the election, but for the rigging, the election went exactly as the pollsters say it will go. So let nobody deceive anybody by claiming that somebody funded Peter Obi. No, nobody funded. Tinubu didn't fund him. I know that there are some Nigerians who are encouraged by what he was doing and who are determined to see a new Nigeria that supported him. Because, truth be told, nobody will run a campaign alone with his personal money alone. There must be stakeholders who will support such an engagement. But to say that Tinubu was funding his own opponents, in fact, the man that disgraced him in Lagos and reduced him to a political non-entity, to the level that he has to fight for his political life in the governorship election, and releasing all the arsenal of violence in Lagos and the ethnic bigotry and religious bigotry, so that he can be able to retain the governorship seat of that state. Couldn't have funded Peter Obi. He ought to have known, if he's a political strategist, they claim him, he ought to have known that Peter Obi is too much. That if he attempts to fund Peter Obi, he will just be throwing his money away to somebody who is going to benefit from it, while himself will lose, despite putting his money out. And I don't think that Asiwaju is that foolish enough that he will not know what to do with his money, and he will go and put it in somebody who he's sure will not will rubbish his own campaign. So it is absolutely not true. That story is a lie from the pit of hell. Aswad did not fund his campaign at all, and nobody should believe it. Nobody, no reasonable Nigerian, no reasonable human being should believe that story. And Pat Utomi can never be part of such an arrangement. Pat Utomi is a gentleman, a man who wants the best for Nigeria. I don't think that Pat Utomi would tolerate a Tinubu presidency at all. The only reason why Pat Utomi is keeping quiet is that what can you do? The people of Nigeria, they have cast their vote, they have voted, but the INEC has done what they have done. That is basically it. But to expect that Pat Utomi will be part of any sabotage to sabotage the vote of P2B or the vote of Nigerians because of Tinubu is not true. Because I've seen him spoke in several instances where he campaigned against Bola Tinubu and why Asiwaju has no business even coming out to contest this election, as openly has spoken against Bola Tinubu, that this is his time has passed. This is not his time. So he's not somebody that could be used by Asiwaju to fund P2B on the ground that P2B does not have what it takes to be president, or on the ground that P2B could help him win the election. It is not true. It is a lie from the pit of hell. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like this video, and Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. God bless you and yours.